Hey everyone, and welcome to a very special episode here on the channel. The end of November, beginning of December, marks the 6-month anniversary of us playing here on InicioSMP. So I figured to celebrate, we would spend a little time doing a retrospective, so to speak. We're going to be taking a look at all of the builds me and my best friend Roze, aka Kaiju Froggo, have done over the last 6 months. And I figured since we're doing a 6-month video, the smartest place, and the only place really that we can start, is here at Witchy Farms, our nice little starter base area and community crop garden that we built here at spawn, because I like having a convenient starter base. And I also know how much the early game can stink sometimes, trying to get a hold of all the different early game drops, like the different types of crops, and the different types of bamboo, and sugarcane, and things along those lines. It can be difficult to have like your own smelter set up, so I built this here out in the yard. I just really wanted to make something that felt homey to me, but was also extremely helpful to my homies. Ha ha ha. See what I did there? This was, and still is, one of my favorite little early game builds I've built anywhere, honestly. It's not much, and we are still technically missing a couple of windows, because I ran out of glass while I was building it, but we don't talk about that. In my classic fashion, I like to use different things for interior wall textures, which is why we have the kelp blocks up here and the strip mangrove, just to give it a bit of a pop of color. And then down here on the first floor, we had our early game storage, and it's actually surprising how fast 2 players can really fill up some chests when they set their mind to it. But me and Roze have always really enjoyed our late night mining sessions and exploring sessions, just building up resources that we may need. And down here, we've got a little mine entrance and a little bed. Goes all the way down to diamond level. Nice spiral staircase. We won't go all the way down there. Seems a little pointless. We'll sleep in the very first bed we ever set on the server. This one here, in our little mine entrance. And we will climb out. I really do love this area. I still come back here sometimes just for smoke sessions and stuff like that, kind of hang out. And if we go airborne and kind of swoop around like this, we'll see a series of bridges I built. We've got this one here, this bridge here that connects to Axe's base, and then we've got our covered bridge over here, which connects us to the community resource boulder that Dread built. It's like an early game resource hub for people on the server. It's got a lot of stone and a lot of cobblestone and stuff in there. And if we go all the way over here on the far side of Indy's spooky mansion, we've got the little industrial bridge I built that connects his area to DW's area. And yeah, not a lot going on at spawn right now. I am going to be doing some stuff here in the future, so I guess that's a little bit of a tease. We will be seeing a lot of works in progress, things that maybe I'm laying the groundwork for, or maybe that Roze is laying the groundwork for. So if you like what you see, consider subscribing. I know I've gotten quite a few new subscribers in the last few weeks, as I've tried to wake up the algorithm overlords to the channel after I got fired. So if you're new here, I really appreciate you. And if you've been around since the beginning, y'all already know I appreciate the hell out of you guys too. But I think we've spent enough time here at spawn right now, so let's do a little editing magic and go to the peninsula and take a look at our base area, shall we? Alrighty, everybody. So here we are on the peninsula, what we're calling Witchy Grove. And yeah, let's take a look at where we started before we take a look at where we're going, and before we take a look at all these builds individually and kind of tour them a little bit, I threw together this little cinematic here of some before and after shots of the peninsula, and I really hope you enjoy them. It's crazy to think that just 6 short months ago, this entire peninsula area was covered in a thick roofed canopy of dark oak trees, and slowly but surely, Roze and I cleared all of the trees away and started building more and more on the server. And when you put them side by side like this, seeing how covered the peninsula was and how developed it is now, it is really crazy to think that it's only been 6 short months that us and the other Inicio members have been here busy building on the server. It's inspiring. I'm doing this video mostly to give people an easy way to catch up on the channel since I've been gone for a while, and also just to reinvigorate and re-inspire myself by acknowledging all the accomplishments that me and Roze have made here on the server and everything that we've learned as we've continued to develop our own unique styles in building. And yeah, it's a little sappy, but I can be a little sappy sometimes. We're gonna start here with the fisherman's house. The fisherman's house was the very first thing that either I or Rosie built here in Witchy Grove. And if we come along the side here and kind of bob in the water a little bit, you'll notice that it's essentially the same exact building as our spawn house. And when I originally built the fisherman's house, I did do a little bit of a video saying that I wanted to essentially redo the spawn house as the fisherman's house and show how you can essentially take the same exact building layout and make a virtually completely distinct and different building just by changing out the block palette, doing a little bit more detailing on the walls, and adding little flourishes. And then suddenly what was a simple little starter base at spawn is now this grand fisherman's house. I recently finished up the interior. I waffled on this for a really long time. ADHD, indecision can really get you sometimes, but I really enjoy how this came out, and I'm glad the fish head stayed so it looks like you're smoking fish there over an open smoke pit. We've got bones and cooked fish, and we've got raw fish over here waiting to go on the smoker. It's got its own little dock over here for you to hop in a boat and just go down to the river, take it out to the ocean, and then Wolfie's guardian farm is way out in the ocean. There we go. And since they're so close, and I've never shown this off in a video or talked about it, but this is our little garden house. I did have bees in here for a little while, but I decided to take them out, mostly because we don't use this crop farm very often. If we need wheat for, cows or something. And then we've got beetroots and carrots and potatoes up here on the second level. I really like this glass ceiling. Just a heads up, I know my content can be a little chaotic and sporadic. Unfortunately, this this 6-month roundup is also going to be kind of chaotic because my brain just springs from place to place. I enjoy all the different colors. I wanted to really emulate the flowers on the outside that are lining the interior. And then since it's right next to it, we'll take a look at the farmer's house. Of course, the farmer's house has got cows and sheep back here. Obviously, this, much like the last two, this kind of serves a dual purpose. It's an aesthetic, if I don't get tongue-tied, it is an aesthetically pleasing build while also serving a function. This way we have sheep, this way we have cows, we always know where to find them. I gave the fisherman's house a little bit of a dock out here. Eventually Rosie's going to be building a park over in that part of the peninsula. Let's take a look at the interior. So it is a cozy one. Just a little cozy cabin interior. Got a little sitting area here with some windows so you can sit and enjoy your breakfast. And then there was a bed up here until I stole it, but like you'd sleep up here. And then a nice little chair just to enjoy those nice nights after working out in the cow and sheep pens. I really like doing these kind of little intimate builds like this a lot. And Indy, one of our server members, is a small developer, and he made us these custom wood planks. And this felt like a really nice way to kind of show off the different wood textures that we now get to play around with. If we come out the front door, we've got some of the reinforced logs too that Indy did up with us. So you just use iron and the log, and then you get this kind of like rubber or iron banded logs here. Gives it a nice reinforced look. And if we come over here, we've got our portal build here. I call it the portal house maze, but it's really more of a hedgerow, and it is pretty simple. I didn't want anything overly complicated. There's an exit on all 4 cardinal sides from the inner ring, and then you just travel to the corner of the circle, and that'll let you out to the outer ring. And then each of these have 2 exits out into the outermost ring on the corners. So once you know the layout, it's pretty easy to navigate around it. And then I did this tall, kind of slim portal house. I really like how this came out. I wanted to do big windows and a big portal. I wanted something that was eye-catching with like the copper accents up there and the subtle flex of the diamond blocks on all 4 corners. Or all 4 directions, rather. It was just a fun build. And if we come out the back side of the portal house, we've got Reggie's house. But before we take a look at Reggie's house, we're just going to take a little dive down here and take a quick peek at our early game XP farm. This is about the extent of my redstone capabilities. Is I know how to set up a pretty decent little spawner farm, and then Indy was nice enough to come in and hook up a trident killer for me with a auto crafting system, and the bone blocks just come out here the other end. We haven't used this in a while, so long actually that the trident seems to have despawned on me. But when I tell you this little early game farm really did a lot of work for me and Roze when it came to getting ourselves geared up. Alright, top side again. And here we have Reginald K. Dagwood, Esquire II's house. I really enjoy how this came out a lot. And there are shorts on the channel about him. Unfortunately, I built Reggie's house right around the time my computer decided to foobar Reggie's interior here. I did a little basic living room, of course, because Reggie was an explorer and did lots of exploring. We've got armor stands all around, little accents here and there, a little intimate kitchen area. And again, I'm sure you've noticed a motif of I really like doing tall windows. I like playing with vertical height and perspective when it comes to Minecraft. And that's where a lot of this came from. Initially, there weren't 2 doors on either side. There was only a door over here, and then the other side was closed off. But then I decided to have 2 entrances on either side, because it just kind of, it felt right. A lot of the building I do is all based just on impulse and gut feeling and just the vibe. How does it feel? Does the space look nice? Like, I enjoy this. It's a little bare, I will say. But that's also, I wasn't trying to go hyper detailed in here. But a few bookshelves, a couple of little bedrooms, an empty 3rd floor up there. You know, just little things here or there. We've got a little bedroom in here. We've got my backup armor. We've got a pesky bird watching overhead. And then Rosie's room here with her backup armor and tools. She opted to do a little bit of a bunk bed up here. It's just finding what you like. I love colored stained glass windows, so they're a big thing in a lot of my builds. I also like doing whole builds, so down here in the basement, we've got a creepy, dark, dank basement down here, complete with some spider heads. I like to have fun with it. If you're not having fun with it, what's the point in building, right? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Get a nice side view of Reggie's house. And then we're going to come up to the first thing that Roze built that we're going to check out, which is her little witchy purple house here. And I just love the way she does interiors. She does such a good job with them. She's learned a lot from me, and you can probably see it sometimes in the way she builds and the things she does in-game. But I try not to influence her too much. I like to give her space to kind of do her own thing and find her own vibe. I really do enjoy this little interior I love all of her interiors. I'm gonna gush about my best friend a little bit now. She does such cute little interiors. Like, we've got this little, like, library here, and the library leads up to a little walkway, little balcony area, and you can see off into the distance the underdeveloped parts of the peninsula that we still have to get to. And I really enjoy that Rosie isn't afraid to use color. Like, she's got a lot of these cyans and a lot of these purples in here from everything, and it really meshes well. I feel like that's something that I struggle with, is being bold with the type of color I use. I tend to play it a little more safe, maybe, unless I'm doing interior, like, walls and stuff. In which case, then, yeah, I'm breaking out the honeycomb and the amethyst, and I'm doing crazy wallpaper. But I really like how she incorporates color into all of her builds in different ways. And then you have a little bit of an influence from me, where she always has a basement. Little influences here and there. But she definitely has her own style. Why is there a wolfie chasing me? I thought he had the potato. Thank you, Wolfie. All right. After a little visit from impromptu visit from Wolfie, we finished up the little purple house, and we're not going to dwell on this house all that much because I did just release like a new welcome to the channel video where I did talk about this. And apparently I have to finish the chimney. Oops. If you're interested in that, you'll find it pinned and highlighted on my channel. But if we kind of hop down this way, you'll see we've got these stairs here, and this leads to Hobbit Town. So I'm not gonna dwell on all of these. Eventually we will probably have a world download when the season ends for everybody, but each one of these little Hobbit houses has their own little interior that Rosie has painstakingly done. Each one's got its own little vibe. They have their own little rooms. And some of them even have basements or like lower floors and stuff like that. Like, see how sprawling this one is? Comes all the way back here. It's called Hobbit Town. Eventually I'll be adding something down here when I'm not burnt out or busy doing 1,000 other things, I'll be adding my own little house down here in Hobbit Town. But yeah, every single one of these is their own little house. She just jam-packed it full little buildings. Because I told her, hey, we should fill that ravine with stuff. Go ahead and go wild. And she just ran with it, and I absolutely love it. I love that we just try to do our thing. We just try to let our creativity flow. We want to build this, we want to build that, and we just go one after another. We're builders. It's what we do. I was literally just talking to her earlier, saying that like we're builders. We build things and we finish building things, and then we gather resources and we build more things, and then we build other things and do more stuff. And I really do love this little Hobbit area. It's so cute. If we come back up the stairs here. Perfect, someone's sleeping. We're gonna come over here, and we've got the cabin and the summer cottage. Both of these were also done by Roze I. This section of the video is a very Roze I heavy section where we're going over all this stuff. So we've got the cabin here. Got little bunk rooms. Nice little cozy little place here. And again, with the colors, she loves the purple. I love the purple too, I'm just not as brave. I like how the copper goes with the pillars Indy made for the server. And then over here we have the summer groove cottage. You can feel this one's way lighter with all the birch wood and the honeycomb blocks and whatnot. Definitely nice looking. This one's got an upstairs as well. No basements in these though, because we're kind of over Hobbit Town. We've got the parents' rooms over here. And we got the little kid bunks over here. A little window that looks out on a build I'm kind of working on. The creaking update came out, the Pale Garden came out a few days ago. And I've been playing around with resin bricks and trying to figure out a nice block palette that'll work for those. So once again, shameless plug. It's another video I'm going to be doing in the future. And if we come over here, we've got the toll house. This is kind of the gateway to what's going to be the corrupted lands over there. You'll see we've got oak trees with all their leaves missing, because eventually that's going to be a whole like burnt over district, because obviously we've got the big dark tower there ominously in the background. Eventually we'll be texturizing and adding detail and actually making that look like a dark tower and not a giant 4-tier cake, which it looks like a giant 4-tier cake currently, but it won't in its final iteration. A lot of this stuff is either going to be finished up and shown off again in videos, or, and I promise this is my last shameless plug of this little 6-month review, check out my Twitch. Make sure you're followed over there with notifications. Make sure you have notifications turned on here as well, because I will be streaming more from the server over on my Twitch. I'm currently streaming Tuesday through Fridays from noon to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I was playing some other games, but I am shifting to just doing primarily Minecraft. It would be awesome if y'all checked it out and came by and said hi. And yeah, just don't miss what's coming to the channel, because I've got big plans, both here on the server and with some other projects I'm trying to work on. And if I reach 500 subscribers, I'm trying to get a little video together that I'm hoping folks will like, but it's going to be a lot of work. So if you're as excited as I am about the future of this channel, and my wacky antics, please, please, please consider subscribing. Because again, it really does mean a lot to me, genuinely from the bottom of my heart. And I really want to build a nice, cool little community here, both on my channel and in Inicio with all the other server members. That's the portal house, or the toll house rather. And we've got a little office over here with a grandfather clock. And if we come over here, you already see we've got the stables over here. And then we've got the caretaker's house with access to the barn here in the back, where we've got our Skelly Horse and Black Shadow. And then again, just a, cozy little interior, little seating area. And then we've got a little bungalow bed up here for the caretaker. It's a funky build. It's one of the funkier builds I've ever made. But I had the concept of wanting to do a toll house with like an old school, like toll entrance here in the middle, and a little bit of a bridge leading over to the corrupted lands. That's a half-finished blacksmith building that I have to finish. There's all sorts of little things, little projects and stuff I want to finish here around the server. Right, and then our last build here on the peninsula, we have got Rosie's Little Bed and Breakfast Inn. I absolutely love the kitchen down here. She really likes brick, just like I like brick. She uses it a lot. And then we've got a little seating area over here. Little quiet space, little dumbwaiter. We've got a little seating area over here. We've got the dining room. And if we go upstairs, we've got a little hostel room here. And then individual bedrooms up here. And then the dumbwaiter again. She really puts a lot of time and effort and thought into these builds, and I really appreciate it. Alrighty, everybody. I feel like I've dragged this video on long enough. We have looked at every single last thing I have built here on the peninsula. I really hope you guys like this 6-month review, taking a look at everything that we've done here in the area and everything we did at spawn. Eventually I am going to have a video out talking about the grand library that I built, but that thing is such a beast that it's really going to take doing its own separate video, so keep an eye out. Either way, I really genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, hope that everyone has a truly wonderful day and a beautiful tomorrow. Be easy on yourselves.